Corlett Letlojane, Executive Director at the Human Rights Institute of South Africa, joins us now for more. Corlett, thank you so much for your time today. Good afternoon. So this matter has actually given rise to the question of respect of their human rights, that is the Zamazamas. At the same time, the issue of how then police should be able to do their work under these circumstances. What is your take?
Well, the issue of human rights, we cannot suspend it. We cannot, abandon it. It's something that it's central to the work that we do as law enforcement or as citizens. So that one, we cannot suspend it. So the problem that we're having is that these kind of operations, they've been existing for quite a long time with little done to curb. Now the situation has boiled disproportionately to the extent that more resources are needed, and law enforcement has got a duty now to balance arrest, to balance protection and the security of people that are now vulnerable underground. So I feel that law enforcement, sometimes when citizens approach them early enough before the situation boil into these levels, it's always important for them to respond and act accordingly, because this situation did not only started this morning or few days ago. It's something that has been growing, and now this is where the problem is. And they now must protect the law. They must protect citizens.
Mm-hmm. So how do you suggest then police must conduct themselves at the site, Corlett? We've been covering this story, of course, I think for the past several days now. Mm-hmm. We've heard police that were just briefing us about an hour ago saying they have been able to send food as well as water in so that those miners that are underground can actually resurface. But of course, upon their resurfacing, they will be facing the full might of the law. And we understand that this is an illegal operation. So one then has to ask, you mentioned there very interestingly during your previous answer, the security of the people that are underground. What about the security of the police? Because according to the police, their intelligence suggests that the illegal miners that are currently underground are heavily armed.
Well, we cannot leave the situation as is, in stating that the people that underground are heavily armed. We have a Chapter 9 institutions such as the South African Human Rights Commission. The police must not operate alone. There are other stakeholders that can provide support and assistance. And then if people are armed, I think there are ways of engaging, of negotiating. South Africa is a country that is very experienced when it comes to peaceful negotiation in addressing conflict. I do not see how this matter, it can be so difficult for us to the extent that we now fear those that are underground that are heavily armed. I think there is a way. We have been going to conflict-ridden countries where we've been saving lives. I think this is one of them that is happening right in our backyard. They can involve a civil society. I understand the communities, some communities have been sent, putting down ropes to help those that are able, to come. We do not want to put the security of law enforcement to danger as well. It is not about exposing them to vulnerability of these ones that are underground, but it is to ensure that law enforcement remain the law promoting and protecting law and order in a way that does not divorce them from complying or observing human rights at the same time, because those rights are guaranteed. And we do not want the police now to be prosecuted for violating human rights. Yes, let them prosecute the perpetrators, those that are operating illegally. And the mine owner, how is he operating in this abandoned mine without proper documentation? Are they operating with authorized licenses? What is the state of those abandoned mines? Otherwise, we'll be having this situation every month, because there was a lady who says that her husband has been missing for over 4 months. And I hear that there's a decomposing body. So we don't even know how many are there down there stuck in the mine. So I think we need to have a very solid program where the people that are able to do mining, they can be issued with the legal permits to exercise this duty, because it's also an issue of economic and social rights as well.
Absolutely, Corlett. I hear you. Those are, of course, the broader issues. But in dealing with this situation at hand, I mean, we understand the police are just stationed right outside of these entry and exit entry holes and exit holes of these mines. They're not intimidating these miners underground. They are not telling them to stay underground. It is, in fact, the miners who have decided not to surface because they fear arrest.
Well, they will be arrested at the end of the day. And unfortunately, yes, the police have narrated, they have explained the danger that is facing them in going down. We do not, yes, I do agree that let us not put the life of law enforcement at risk, but they need to find other alternative measures of assisting these people to come out. There was a report that some of the exit points were shut and, like, trapping them and making their lives worse, or to perish without escaping or leaving that dangerous place. So we are saying that let them find other means than to say that we will not exercising this particular responsibility, because they are a body that is tasked with this responsibility. They shouldn't be seen as abdicating their role because people have committed a crime. Yes, that one, nobody in this country is trying to slip that under the carpet. And we are also not saying that they should be exonerated. That's not what we are saying. Mm-hmm. In all these aspects, they require balancing of protection of the individual, because they are human beings. Mm-hmm. We are human beings, and there is a way in which you bring people before courts. People, when they are prosecuted, their rights must be provided to them in such a way that they feel they are treated with human dignity.
All right,
as well, regardless of what they have done.
All right, Corlett, thank you so much. You spoke about stakeholders that police should maybe employ, like yourselves and the South African Human Rights Commission. Hopefully, maybe you are also making your way to Stilfontein, maybe just to assist with some of those. But hopefully, we will definitely get report back. That is, of course, Corlett Letlojane there, and she's from the South African Human Rights Council there.